All right. Good morning, friends. I just got to church and I dropped my girls off, and I wanted to talk about identifying what's important in life today. I've had a few little lessons about that, uh, and this morning, some of them are silly and some of them were a little bit bigger. Anyway, the reason I even started thinking about this was I was walking into the bathroom and I saw a pair of socks that I put on, last night, and I just worn them for a little while, but I had already put on socks this morning. And so I was thinking, the thought went through my mind. I was like, well, if I take these socks off and put them back in my drawer, then I can put those socks on and I don't have to do laundry as much, but of course I've already got my socks on, I don't, um, and it hit me. It's like I'm hyper optimizing, which is a problem I have. I actually, my brain is always looking for ways to optimize every solution, which can actually get really annoying for my family. I'm like, that is a solution. That is a problem that's not worth optimizing, right? So I just tossed the old socks into the hamper. Um, but it occurred to me, I was like, in life, I think it's, you know, being a small business person and also being a dad, you know, there's so many things that depend on being efficient. And but there are plenty of times when there are other things that just don't matter. It's not worth expending the energy necessary to make them more efficient or to make them more optimal. Like what socks I happen to be wearing. So it just occurred to me, like, identifying this what's significant is way more important than finding the optimal solutions. Because if I'm putting effort into something that's insignificant, then it doesn't matter how optimal the solution gets. In the end, it doesn't matter at all. Um, and then, of course, Sunday I'm thinking about God, and of course, actually, I usually think about God first thing in the morning because I'm getting ready to have my quiet time and stuff. And I said, like, what really is significant in this life, are the things that they're gonna matter, after I die, the things that are gonna matter forever. And I'm just realizing, like, um, you know, all the things that I do that maybe I do for comfort or for status or for whatever, all that effort is ultimately wasted because I'm just optimizing, an insignificant, problem. And the things that those times when I take the opportunity to sacrifice more, to leave it all on the field. Those are the things that are going to be significant. And even if I do it, maybe not as efficient as I could, the fact that I'm doing those things and that I'm pursuing those things, um, I think is ultimately what's significant. And obviously, if I'm going to optimize something, if I'm going, it should be those things. It should be, what kind of a dad can I be? How can I disciple the guys that I'm discipling better? How can I, um, serve my church more? That was sort of the positive side of that, of identifying what's significant, and focusing on that. But then right before, you know how it is, it's Sunday morning, you're getting ready to walk out the door, and it's like someone just dropped a nuclear bomb, and it all started with my daughter. Like, I was getting ready to fix my daily thermos of coffee. My daughter, I'd gone to go get the thermos, and I was walking back, and I walk up to the coffee pot, and there's my daughter pouring a cup of coffee for herself. How dare she pour a cup of coffee out of this like this unattended coffee pot, that's got fresh coffee in it? Like, how dare she? Um, and of course, that was going to go into my thermos, and I had like all the stuff worked out, and how much creamer I was going to put in, and all this, and you know, and that was like one little thing that, like, trickled into, like, and then like three or four people are trying to talk about three or four different things all at the same time, right as we're trying to walk out the door, and I'm trying to, like, okay, well, if I have one less cup of coffee in here, like, how much creamer, and I'm trying to do math in my head, and and I get out, and the mulch is in the back of the truck still, and I got to take the mulch out which takes all of, like, 90 seconds. Um, and but it's like all this stuff's piling up, And I realized, like, I'm focusing on the insignificant things again. Like, I'm getting ready to go um, to spend time with my church family um, in the presence of God. And a million years from now, 1,000 years from now, heck, 1 year from now, 1 day from now, I'm not going to care whether or not I had a full thermos on my way to church. And by the way, I'm going to a place where they give away free coffee, you know? So, but it's crazy how sometimes those insignificant things, right, can really get under our skin, or how we can focus in on, man, like, what can I do to get a better fantasy football score, or what can I do to, get the next thing in Fortnite or whatever, right? When ultimately we spend all this time focusing on improving or avoiding, improving insignificant benefits, right? Insignificant pleasures, and avoiding insignificant pains. Um, so that's the lesson that God's been teaching me this morning. I hope it's helpful for you, um, because it's been helpful for me. Once I finally realized this doesn't matter, and also the devil is just trying to screw with me right now, and make my daughters uncomfortable as we drive to church. And so I just shared with them, and I don't know that I properly apologized to them, but I told them and I let them know, like, I'm the one that's wrong here, and here's what's going on in my head, and don't think this way. Don't be like your old man in this way. I think that's important. I think our kids need to see us fail. They need to know that we're human, because they already do, right? And they need to learn from our mistakes. All right. Well, love you guys. Have a great day.